Why even be in a small group anyhow? Hey everyone, Pastor Tim here with our weekly update. Thanks as always for tuning in. And we want to answer that question right off the bat. Why be involved in a small group? Because as a church plant, we are moving into launching our small groups on September 12th. That week, we'll be kicking off our small groups. But I don't know if we've ever gotten to the place of answering the question why they even matter. Small groups matter. Community matters. Let me tell you a couple of reasons why. Number one is because we are built for relationships. You and I are built to have relationships with other people, and those small group communities allow us to build and foster meaningful relationships. Number two, small groups are a place where you can pray and study the Bible together. It's not the type of place where you have to come in and be an expert right off the bat. Wherever you are, the purpose is to take a journey and to grow, particularly in the areas of understanding Scripture and prayer. And so that will put you in an environment where you can grow in those very important spiritual disciplines, which will grow your relationship with God. Number three, small groups are life-giving because it's a place where you can serve and care for others and where others can serve and care for you. Small groups are a place where you can start building connections so that when challenges come up in life, people will help you through those challenges. Over the years, the different small groups that I've been in or that Jenny's been in or that we've been in together, those have been places where people have blessed us when we've gone through some of the downs of life or some of the ups of life, but we needed some extra help. When we had kids, people who in our small group communities were caring for us and making meals and reaching out to make sure we had our needs covered. When we were in some of the down times, when I had family members who were sick or people who were dying that were connected to my family or Jenny's family, those people prayed for us and supported us. So small groups allow you to serve others and to be served. What a great opportunity to put ourselves in a place where we can grow in that vital aspect of what it means to be human, which is to love others and to allow others to love and encourage us. So that's why small groups matter. Now, on that note, I want to remind you that before this week is out, we're going to have completed building all our small groups, and a small group leader or I myself will have connected with you to talk about where you're going to plug into one of those small groups. So as I've said before, a church plant is an adventure. It's not just a static entity. So there's a lot of moving parts for small groups. And as we launch those small groups, we'll have to make some tweaks and some changes along the way. That's part of the adventure. Now, I do want to remind you that small groups are our first step, and then we're moving towards a Sunday morning worship service. I would love it if you would pray this week in particular, when you hear this message, when you watch this video, about a great opportunity that we have in the town of Newmarket for a meeting location. I can't go into all the details now just for the sake of time, but just pray. I'm going to be hearing back from a person who's overseeing this facility, and we're just praying that God would open the door so that in the near future, we can start moving into our Sunday morning worship service. Now, the other thing I want to mention to you are two different opportunities we'll have to gather together on a Sunday morning. The first one will be this upcoming Sunday, which is September 11th, and at 10 o'clock a.m., we're going to be attending the worship service at the Well Church in Nashua, New Hampshire. So I'll put the address down here on the bottom of the screen, but you can certainly just hop on Google and type in the Well Church, and on your Google Maps, they can take you out there. The service is at 10. We'll be out there at 10. Pastor Scott Kearney is leading that church. Scott and I worked together when we were both at Bethany Church, and now Scott has planted that church out there and is doing a great job with it. And you might also know that the Well is the current place where we are having our funds held until we establish ourselves as a nonprofit in the state of New Hampshire, and then those funds can be transferred to our church. So Scott's been a blessing along this journey. He's not only a church planter, but a person who encourages and blesses other church planters. So that's the first thing. That's this upcoming September 11th at 10 o'clock out at the Well Church in Nashua. The second thing I want to tell you is that on September 18th, I'm going to be back at Durham Evangelical Church, and I'll be preaching that Sunday at the 8, the 9:30, and the 11 o'clock service. So we had people come to the different services at DEC this past week when I was preaching there, but we'd love to see you out at Durham Evangelical Church again, 8, 9:30, and 11. That's going to be September 18th. So that's the update. As always, if you have questions, email me, newmarketchurchplant@gmail.com. And like I said, in the next few days, we're going to be tying up those final details for small groups and then launching them the week of September 12th. So we can grow in our spiritual disciplines and our relationship with God, our relationship with others, and be given opportunities to serve and to be served by others. I'm a big fan of small groups. I think they really matter and they make a difference, a huge difference in people's lives. So thanks for being on the journey with us, and we will talk to you soon. Take care.